What a drop on gold. I'm holding some sells, riding it out. Been pipping and dipping along the way down. Looks like Bitcoin might end up following. Huge moves. Gold, falling knife right now. About to get started on this session here. Market's like about to hit $4,200. There's been a couple. There's been some sell entries. There's been. Hopefully you guys caught some moves. Hopefully you guys are able to get in something, ride the momentum out. I was able to catch some moves. I literally made 100% today on my account in the last like 6 hours. I did over 100%. So hopefully you guys are able to catch like one move because there was some momentum down. Pullbacks, like there was this first pullback. There was this first pullback here that happened on like the 15-minute, 30-minute. I was like warming up earlier, watching the charts. I saw this first pullback that really started like on the 15, 30-minute time frame. Because when market opened, it kind of spiked down, then spiked up, and then just started breaking down. Made a lower low. Then market pulled back. It's given that first pullback. That was up here. Came to 44.50. Nice rejection down. And then the only other entry you maybe would have been able to catch would have been here. Like if you're looking like sells here. If you look at the 30-minute, there was rejection there. You have rejection there on the 30-minute. Markets are looking like it's about to hit 4,200. But yeah, there was like a pullback entry here. You can see I had it marked up here. I threw it in the chat. Like it was like market was super active and I was like already in sells and this thing ended up dumping and I was in sells, threw my phone down, went to the sauna, came back and shit was dumping and I was like, all right, thank God. So there was like a pullback entry. You might have been able, if you were watching the charts, like I can teach. There's a lot of teachable moments with the market. There's a lot of teachable moments because I've been on the charts. That pullback, I mean, if you've been watching the charts looking for entries, sometimes you just got to go with the momentum. If you've been looking for entries, you know, ways to get in. From behind, still losing accounts. That's not good. Hey, we lose accounts. I'll lose. Hey, sometimes we lose some accounts here and there. Yeah, right now, like what I did was I caught some sells. Rode out momentum. Market's obviously dropping. It's bearish momentum. This was one of them that I caught. Simple, riding with the momentum. You know, obviously prices dropping. Because otherwise, you gotta wait for like good accumulation or try to catch the rejections. I mean, those are gonna be hard. I mean, you want to be really patient when you're trying to catch buys this week. New York sessions. You'll probably see buys in some New York sessions. There'll be like accumulations and New York sessions later in the week. If you're looking at this market, it's falling. Some of you know, I've been trading 11 years and this is a very extreme market. You know, I remember COVID, for example. COVID was a very extreme market, but this is way more extreme than that. Why is gold dropping? Well, people want cash right now, or people are moving cash to things that might produce more active more active revenue, more active in like bonds, yields, interest rates staying high. There's a war, and typically when you get like missile strikes going off, as much as there's been, gold will usually go up. When you see like missile strikes going off as much as there has been and stuff, gold will typically go up. But right now it's a real war, and what that means for, and not to mention it deals with the oil crisis, right? Oil, gas, energy. They talk about worst case scenario. It's like everything gets expensive. The food, the food that takes, trucks to travel and transport food to the stores. So when you're looking at the gold market, people have to sell. Right now, they have to sell what they have, what they can, not what they want, what they can, because look at the market. It's been dropping. By the time you're late, it's been dropping. This is done now, what? 22% drop. That could be entering a bear market. That's a major correction when you talk about percentage loss. Losing 23%. That could be the start of a bear market when you lose that type of percentage. We're seeing a 23% drop, literally. Presumably it could be the start of a bear market. And people need cash right now. There's an ongoing war. People are preparing essentially for this war to potentially last longer, because if the longer the war lasts, the more it affects inflation, the more it affects, like, look at oil right now, $100, oil breaking out. For every $10 that oil spikes, inflation rises, 0.4% or so, whatever it may be. For every oil spike there is, inflation rises. You're already seeing it at the gas pumps, especially depending on where you live. There's the east and then there's the west, right? The east is seeing the more of the effect first, and then the longer this drags out, the more the west is going to be seeing this effect. And yeah, like, people are wondering why is gold dropping? Well, it's inflationary. It's to do with the Fed rate cuts. They didn't cut the rates. Money's going into active things like bonds, yields. Mind you, and again, like, gold did obviously rally before this war. Oil margin calls. People are having to sell. Like, there's also, like, think about oil spiked to where it's at right now. Like, with gold, it's a lot of forced selling right now too. What they can, what they have, what they need to cover losses, to cover expenses, to keep things going, I guess. Wherever it may be, this could even be countries we're talking about, because you have to understand there's a war going on. Countries involved that have reserves of gold too. Now they're profiting on that, or using that cash. Yeah, a time like where people want more cash, and that's why gold is moving how it is moving. I wish I had some sells, and fuck, I should have held all the entry. I had a bunch of entries. That was one of the first entries I caught. Like, it was this pullback entry. I dropped this in the chat like earlier tonight. Pullback entry, going with the momentum. You'll have to wait for sharp pullbacks like that because obviously this is free falling. Like if you're gonna get in, you're gonna have to wait for like sharp pullbacks like that. Looks like we just broke 4,200. I mean, I have some good zones, Mark, but I don't know if the market's gonna hit those zones. Like 4,300. So I was gonna jump on because I was gonna jump on and say if we could get a pullback to 4,300, we could sell. But that's gone. That's literally why I jumped on, because I was gonna say if we could get a pullback to 43. So like stuff like that. I was gonna jump on and talk about. This is what I was gonna jump on and bring up. But obviously price is still falling. So my plan was if we could, you can already see it kind of happen here on the 5-minute, but maybe it happens on a higher time frame though. Could happen on a 1 hour. 1 hour could pull back to that 30-minute chart. Look at this was the 15-minute. So like you want to look for pullbacks like that on the 30-minute, on the 1 hour, or even the 15-minute. Maybe to go for a continuation if you're looking for continuations. If this is still going to remain bearish, pullbacks like that, like you want to look for good pullbacks. Pullbacks like this, it's going to remain bearish. It is testing 4,200 right now. Just broke 4,300. Yeah, market just broke 4,300. Could still try to pull back to 4,300. Maybe there's a rejection off of that 4,300 because you can see there is like previous support here as well. $4,300. That would be a good pullback level if you get like a sharp pullback on like the 1 hour, 30-minute to there. That would be potentially like a good pullback level. 4,300. I gotta check this out. Oh, shit, it looked like 2 minutes ago. Oh, snap. Now Bitcoin's dropping a little bit. You can see like gold's been dumping. Bitcoin, that might follow gold's movement. Bitcoin could maybe follow. It could try to follow gold's movement. Like gold's been dumping very fast. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Bitcoin try to break down. Maybe have like a fast extreme move down. I wouldn't be surprised if that tries to like break out of here. Maybe go back to 60K or even hit the 50s. Yeah, gold's done craziest drop I've seen ever. Yeah, for continuations, like if you look at gold on 4 hour, for example, I mean, you can mark some areas where you see like pullbacks here. One where we break a support. Right here, there's a support. So like pretty far away now, but here, like that low. Pretty far away, but yeah, here. It's a bit smaller. That's if we're gonna get continuations down at like 41, lower. There's a zone here. Support there. If it gets under that, you could it could possibly continue too. If it's gonna remain strong bearish, those are bearish setups. If you're gonna remain stronger bearish, these are setups. So obviously there could be a rebound. Price could try to reverse, but there's also the potential it breaks down underneath the zone to the left. So yeah, you could wait, you don't have to chase the buys. There's no strong confirmations for buys other than price is low. Obviously just hit 4,200. It's just the 5-minute just moved. It'd have to accumulate. It'd be better to look for bigger signs of accumulation. Like this. Just free falling at the moment, so you need some signs of accumulation, price going down, price going down, price going down, and then shifting up, making a higher high. Once you start to see, and that's a head and shoulders formation, something like that, maybe more in a higher time frame, that could be stronger confirmation. Buying the dips won't be the easiest. You have to wait for signs of accumulation. But yeah, potential, if you're looking for, if market's going to continue stronger bearish, if it gets underneath here, it could try to pull back, continue. We could make a pullback to 4,300. Potentially 4,300 could reject. I mean, looking for buys right now, obviously price is just dumped. It hit a very psychological level, 4,200. But we're Monday, early in the week. But yeah, if you're gonna continue bearish, those are there's been a lot of sell pressure already. So waiting for a stronger, decent pullback. Look what happened up here. This pullback here. That ended up closing underneath 4,700. So it actually spiked above it, came down, spiked above it, came down. You have a double candlestick pattern there. You have those, you have those two wicks, and market ran down. So like gold's at a point, like gold could be reaching a point where it's gonna rebound. Like you'll probably get a rebound. Like it's not, I don't think it's just gonna keep dropping. If it does, there's this potential setup. Like if it just keeps dropping aggressively, bearish. I got $4,200 marked here, so that's 4,200. 4,300 up here. If the market's going to be like just strong, dropping, break underneath 4,200, retest. Yeah, it could rebound. You'd have to watch. Just jumping in here could be aggressive, you know, like if you look at the 1 hour, it's just kind of sitting there. 30-minute long wick. There's a long wick rejection. 15-minute rejecting. Yeah, maybe it's starting a pullback on the 15-minute. Smaller time frames, you could see like, okay, yeah, like that's where you're obviously going to see those first little pullbacks, but 30 minutes rejecting a bit. Yeah, like you could get a rebound. Like 4,200 could be a level that maybe holds for the short term, going its London session right now. Could hold short term, but if we break underneath it, be prepared. It could try to go lower and sink lower in price, go to 41. So yeah, some of you guys maybe have been trading for a couple months, maybe a year, maybe a couple of years, right? This is a good time to learn to adapt to volatility, adapt to the market. You don't want to get ahead of yourself, ahead of the market. You don't want to be overly aggressive. There is volatility. Volatility is a good thing. Like it could be a good and a bad thing, right? Right now, there's a lot of volatility that you might not be used to, right? So you don't need to get ahead of a market. This is a big learning experience too. Like this type of these types of market conditions really build experience, because they're some of the hardest, to say the least, for most traders. So they really build like an experience, right? If you're not really paying attention to the news, you don't, you know, and what's going on with oil and all these institutions dumping gold and all these things changing. You might be sitting here asking yourself, why is gold dumping? Oh my God, why is gold dumping? What the heck's going on? What the heck's going on? But when you do some research and, you know, you look at some of the news, it makes sense, right? We could break like 4,200, you know, it's psychological level, but market has a lot of force right now to the downside. Could be a level that tries to break and we end up retesting that level. Maybe get underneath it. That's what it's been doing for some of the levels. That's what it's been doing for some of these good levels. Like look at 4,600 here. You can see $4,600 there. I'll end up breaking down here. I sent a buy there. It was a crazy trade. That was like the last signal I sent if you're in the inner circle last week. That was like a crazy trade after I took that L. After I took the L, that was a crazy trade. It went to 4,600 though, and I rejected it right there. Rejected, went down. You could look at the 30-minute right now. You could see every pullback on the 30 minutes just turning into sells ever since here. Ever since like those breakdowns. Like here, 30-minute pulls back, 4,600, goes into sells. Now here, 30-minute pulls back, goes into sells. Here, that's where the screenshot, that first screenshot I just showed you guys, where is it? Where's Gold Squad? Gold Squad here. That first screenshot right here, boom, this pullback. You can see it on 30-minute. That was right here, this pullback. Looks clean on the 15. You can see right now on the 30-minute, every pullback, like even when you go up at the top here, where it pretty much like reversed around 4,700. pullback, sells, pullback, sells, pullback, sells, pullback, sells, pullback, sells. I caught that one. It was pretty fire. Even here, pullback sells, so next pullback sells, or if we break underneath, like if we're breaking underneath 4,200, it could be pullback sells. What you want to wait for is a big sign of accumulation. Like, some of you guys that are in the inner circle should know what I'm talking about, but I've showed a lot of examples before, like on smaller time frames like this, on a 30-minute or a 1 hour. Right, like when I say like you want to look for a bigger sign of accumulation, these accumulation patterns we get usually a lot in the 5-minute. Like you can get them a lot in a 5-minute, like, but it'd be better to see one on a higher time frame. Like I'm trying to find something. I'm going way too far back for sure. Like price hasn't even, see like this right here, this consolidation, price hasn't even done that really on a higher time frame yet. Like even that, like I could see this, like visibly this consolidation I can see on a 5-minute. It's a 5-minute, right? For that time being, it means something for that time being. It doesn't mean something forever. It can really mean something for that time being. Obviously something on a 5-minute can turn into a big move too. But like there will be more of those seen. So like it hasn't, like 30-minute hasn't slowed down. Nothing's slowed down really, right? So like what I mean by like a bigger sign was back to this. Like this, I could see this. I'm on a 30-minute. I could see this. We just broke 4,200, so it's like probably gonna try to stay underneath. Might be trying to stay underneath 4,200. If you look at the 30-minute, you backtrack a little bit. Now you backtrack a bit and you look at the 30-minute candles, 30-minute candles, 30-minute candles, 30-minute candles, pullbacks, continuations, pullbacks, continuations, pullbacks, continuations. So I think until those stop working, let's basically just say until those stop working, really, even though if there's any on the 1 hour, because we could always get like a bigger pullback, maybe to 4,300, because there's like a key zone there that I showed at the beginning of the session. Right now, it looks like we're trying to break underneath 4,200. See, if you're catching buys, I would just scalp them until you get like a really big confirmation on the higher time frame, because now gold has made a lower low. So I think eventually it'll probably come back to here on like a higher time frame. Eventually, like I'm not gonna say it's just gonna start from here, but just like kind of theoretically speaking, you know. If you're to look at that. Now, I just inverted the chart. What do we got here? Yeah, 4,300. That's why, yeah, I keep marking 4,300. So like that could happen. Rebound. But when does that rebound start, right? What if like, that rebound could start at $4,000 or 3,900, for example? It could go to 4K. It could go to 41, right? So it's not trying to predict exactly where. It's just waiting for the market to give really valid confluences, valid signs of like, okay, this looks like accumulation, reversal, strong reversal, 4 hour. It's not there yet. And yeah, we just broke $4,200. It's kind kind of like the area we could like, what it did, it broke underneath it, pulled back, continuation, 5 minute. We could possibly see if 4200, like we get a little retest here, maybe in London session. Looks like we're on the way to 41. 42, if we're going to continue bearish, like that's what I said before it broke. It already broke now. If we stay underneath $4,200, potentially could pull back to it, continue. Reversals, like looking for the buy, like, yeah, like we could catch some scalps likely, but we want to wait for like signs of accumulation. There's really none of that right now, and even no rejection. But yeah, you could see, so still like wait for like pullbacks like this, sharper pullbacks. This is one of the ways I got in gold earlier tonight. I should have still been holding this trade, to be honest. Sharper pullbacks to key areas, like I could, again, you see the green zone that I have marked. If we get like a sharp pullback there on the 30-minute or the 1 hour, maybe it's a longer pullback on the 1 hour, or it's a sharper one on like the 30-minute or 15-minute. I mean, areas marked, just watching for like possible continuation entries, and those would be like decent pullbacks, right? You have an area there, again, it's that area to the left here. You can see the previous support. There's also like a cluster of resistance there, like support and resistance cluster in that like area. So that's around 4310, 4300, like I mentioned already. Even if you invert the chart, you flip it upside down, you flip the chart upside down, it looks like a good pullback area. So yeah, like for the time, for that's something that could happen. We could get a pullback, right? For like the time being, market is below. If you look here, there's a bit of support there at like 4200. So I mean, for like the short term, kind of like where the market's at now, it could potentially try to stay underneath 4200. That would maybe be, if we're looking at like active market setup, potentially pull back to 42, reject it, see if market holds for any continuations down. So you got the same zones in silver. Almost lost an account today. Well, market's moving strong. Are you buying gold or selling gold? How'd you almost lose your account? If you're buying, it's not the really, like, you buying, you want to be really, you got to be quick if you're catching buys, like really quick, right spots. Right now, if you look at the duration of the market, since it's been open for 8 hours. It's basically been going down most of the time. I mean, I would stay patient right now. Like we're in a market, like let's not forget there's a war going on, very, very big war going on, and that's pretty extreme. That's nothing to undermine with like what the market's doing. Like the market's moving crazy for a reason, right? If you think the market's crazy, there's a reason why things are moving the way they are. And yeah, if you're looking for buys, like you gotta wait for higher time frame pattern. Like you gotta see like higher time frame reversal patterns. Like what I was showing you. Like you gotta see those on the 30-minute, like those clear ones. Stuff like this again. Where's that other one that we were looking at literally just like on a session? Right here. Here we go. There you go, right here. Perfect. Stuff like that. You want to see stuff like that on a 30-minute. Even like a 15-minute. Or even, yeah, a 5-minute too. Can be fine. That's accumulation. Looks like a head and shoulders. A little bit upside down. Some of you guys might see bearish head and shoulders, you know. If you're looking for buys, you have to wait for patterns to develop. You gotta look like what would be better to see is like those patterns develop on like a 30. Like right now I'm on a 5-minute. But seeing stuff like this on a 30-minute. Because even if the market makes a pattern like that and you don't get in early, like you can always retest it. Can always retest it. Or even like 4 out. Oh man, 4,200, no pullback. Like I'm trying to get some pullbacks, but there's a lot happening on the 5-minute, or even 1 minute. That would have been nice. Wish that pulled back there. Damn. Yeah, it looks like it's on the way to 41, and I would just be patient. Wait for pullbacks. Like don't just chase price or hit price when it dumps. Try to buy the dip. Be patient. Still a whole week ahead. I have to also see where this thing is New York session tomorrow. Or even 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour. You just have solid candles just down on the 4 hour, right? So the 4 hour hasn't even paused yet. Showed any sign of like a long wick rejection. The 4 hour is just free falling right now. So even waiting for like a singular candlestick reversal on the 4 hour, like this one was a fake out. But even waiting for the 4 hour to pause, you can see the 4 hour is just free falling right now. So if you're looking for buys, like wait for the 4 hour to even slow down. Yeah, like at this rate, free falling fast. London session's open. We have to see how New York session trades today. New York could push it down too. It could be a big day, like down. Like it's already pretty extreme. Eventually it'll find it'll have a bounce today when it finds the low of the day, but it's gonna be hard to really see when that comes in. So timing is key. Like it doesn't look like it's coming in right now for London session. New York session, like we could be lower for New York session, or New York session could still find lower prices. Dollar is strong right now at the moment, pushing up. Oil is breaking $100 right now. Yeah, across the board, like dollar is stronger. Oil prices right now pushing up, breaking 100. Even like there's been like one like right now like these 1 hour rejections are just turning into, they're just pullbacks. We have to wait for like higher time frame stuff, accumulation, look for patterns, and just stay extra patient. Yeah, I wish it did that pullback to 4,200. 4,200, nope. 4,300, nope. It could still though, because you know you look at the 4 hour, you look at like the 2 hour, 1 hour, like right, candles could pull back there still, right? We could still make a pullback potentially. So it's like there's still time. Like 4,300 is definitely a key level to keep an eye on if we get a pullback to there. So even if price keeps dropping a bit, like it could still make that pullback towards there. That support there at like 4,200 broke. And that's the level. That's why I jumped on, because I was like, this thing's falling. 4,200 would be a night. Nah. Or 43 is what I was thinking when we jumped on, I think. Now it's 42. So still kind of thinking the same thing. Maybe 42 or 43. 43, if it pulls back to 43, it would just be like a bigger pullback happening. Bitcoin falling a little bit. Yeah, like Bitcoin might drag down. I wouldn't be surprised if we get one more like breakdown on Bitcoin. Yeah, that nope. Yeah, as we know, like bear markets for Bitcoin, every Bitcoin bear market duration is always the same, 365 days. Every crash percentage keeps compressing, 91, 84, 77. $364 days, 365 days. Some compression, so this is highlighting like going to like 30,000s. Bitcoin bear markets do last a year. So it could be a bull trap coming for Bitcoin, similar to what happened in like 2022. There could be maybe one more phase down until we build up like accumulation for the bottom. Possibility. Visa's now hiring crypto engineers. Where did it go? Yeah, Bitcoin breaking down would be similar to 2022 breakdowns, like these bull traps, recovery phases here, like these, or like this. I mean, a lot of assets are dropping, so if stocks drop, if gold keeps dropping, then that could be something that potentially kicks in. If the stocks keep dropping, like if stocks drop, we'll see stock market's gonna open tomorrow. Like US 30's been melting, like stocks have been dropping, stock market opens, and we'll see how that opens. If stocks keep dragging down, Bitcoin will follow. Assets are already like bleeding out. So if stocks are like gonna continue bearish, like tomorrow stock market opens. All right, gold just dumped. Oh my gosh, I wish I was still in sells. Ugh. All good. Can't argue. Had like I made over 100%, so is what it is. Bitcoin might be next. Stocks, like Bitcoin correlates a lot to like stock market. If stocks open red tomorrow and continue red like for the next week or weeks, then Bitcoin will probably follow that in some way. Bearish here weekly, engulfing candle, and then like bearish rejection. I could potentially try like to break out of this. Like Bitcoin could try to like break out of this, go down a leg down. That is a possibility. with the current market climate here. Yo, gold, gold not doing very little. Like, you're getting 5-minute pullbacks. I like, in a market like this is just falling, I like bigger pullbacks, which, what if gold drops all week? Last week was bearish. It's already dropping this week. Might drop more for the week. $4,000 on the way. We hit 4,100. 4,000 might be on the way. That's why I like jumping into buys, just because it's dropped a lot. Not the best strategy. That works better in like an uptrending market, to be honest. All I really look at, like, I'm not looking for buys right now or any time, like maybe later in the week or just different session. I was already able to catch some sells down. Same thing I said, like maybe we're gonna get that like sharper pullback 4,200 on like a 30-minute, 15-minute chart, or 4,300. And that's really it. I'm gonna keep it like a quick session for tonight. Gold's taking liquidity. Could be 2,500, 22,000 strong support. Like if you're buying, I would scalp. Like I would just scalp if you're buying until like you get like stronger confirmation for maybe 4-hour rejection. Like until it's like really until it's more obvious. It's not so obvious to just buy. Like usually, yeah, like gold dumps. Usually we like buying gold dumps. We've benefited a lot off of gold dumps over the last year. And yeah, usually we buy into them, but this one, just be good to be patient until it's like more obvious, right? Otherwise, it's like we might just be buying a falling knife right now. 4,300, 4,200, same thing like I mentioned. We're going to see possible continuations, those zones. Looks like we're on the way to 4K now. We hit 41, so 4K, 3,900, possibly. It's probably just a lot of people like I saw some guy like buying at 4,500. It was like one lot, and just holding. He's probably still holding, and he's in like probably well over 6-figure drawdown. There's people that probably just bought and held, and the market just moves, and it's like, damn. There's probably a lot of people buying too. Like liquidity is getting drained for sure until the point where like buyers are gonna be suppressed, and then you'll get like a big rebound. Like price will rebound. I just don't think it's ready yet. Like we just started the week, and it's setting the tone for the week already. Potentially bearish for a bit of the first part of the week. But yeah, let's wait. I wonder if Bitcoin will follow, because again, if you look at US 30, that thing's been dropping. US 30's been dropping. Nas chopped around and now starting to drop. Just broke out of like a consolidation. And yeah, stocks have been dropping. I feel like Bitcoin could try to follow that, like especially if stocks stay red. If stocks stay red, Bitcoin will probably follow that. Yeah, gold buys usually like all of 2025, and then a bit of 2026. Like January, we were aggressive buys. Most of like, yeah, basically like all of like 2025, like we've been aggressive buys. But look what happened in like, look what happened here. Look at this crash on gold. It dumped. and then it rallied a bit, dumped again. Gotta wait it out. You gotta wait for like good setups, obvious ones. Like if you're going with the trend, stuff like this that I mentioned, like kind of at the beginning, on that like 15-minute pullback. Because yeah, if you really look at the market from the 30-minute, it hasn't offered you really much pullback. So there's only like one, maybe two or three. If you're at the market at the beginning, I'm not even gonna count that. So really, there's been like 2 pullbacks here. This one. So I mean, when you look at those on the 15-minute, there you go. You got this pullback. So it's not like there's been much pullbacks. There's been this one. And there's a little one here on the 15-minute. Break it down to the 5-minute. You'll see more pullbacks. Like these little ones here. So it's not like there's been a crazy amount. Kind of what you want, like in this type of market that's trending, like a trending market, whether it's going up, same thing like when it's going up, it was going up all 2025. It's the kind of thing you want to wait for, to line yourself up with. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for the night. I'll be on New York session. Keep an eye on those levels. Potentially market could come to them, retest them. They are key support zones. To the left here, we got a support zone. To the left here. So they are key areas, key prices as well. Market could potentially pull back to them. I'm not looking for buys or anything right now. Just staying patient this week. We are dealing with a war market, so it's definitely a good time to use patience. If you ever, lacked patience, this is the time you need some patience. It looks like we're getting that pullback already to 4,200. So market looks like it's already starting to pull back towards there. Potentially could get up to 4,200 rejection there. Maybe scalps for London session. Well, yeah, I'll be on later today. I'm going to wrap this session up. That's going to be it for me, guys. Smash the like button before we get it off. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you're subscribed and you turn the notifications on so you know when I go live. But I'm out. We'll be live later today. That's all I'm really looking at gold right now. And we'll look at the charts later today in New York session. I'm out though. Peace. I'll see everybody on the next session.